Welcome back to the show. I'm Alex,
And I'm Dom.
and today we're diving deep into the murky waters of one of the most endearing legends of our time, the Loch Ness Monster.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Dom, before you roll your eyes and brush this off as another old wives' tale, let me tell you and everyone listening that the story of Nessie is as rich and intriguing as any myth, and it's rooted in centuries of history, sightings, and speculation.
Mm-hmm.
So whether you're a skeptic or a believer or somewhere in between, stick around as we unpack the origins, the sightings, and the theories surrounding this mysterious creature.
Let's do it.
All right, first off, let's start with the basics. Loch Ness is a large, deep, freshwater lake located in the Scottish Highlands.
Mm.
It is about 23 miles long, and at its deepest point is around 755 feet deep, which I thought would be a lot deeper.
Is it one of those I don't know much about like locks, like
Mhm.
Scottish locks, but are they like just like lakes,
Yeah, the locks are lakes.
right? And so like people go like swimming in Loch Ness, or is it kind of like an off limits type area?
I think
Or
it's pretty cold.
yeah, I imagine it's
Usually,
probably pretty
yeah.
cool. I know they
They
got boats and
they
stuff out
fish,
on it.
yeah. They fish in it, yeah. It's making it one of the largest lakes and deepest bodies of water in the British Isles.
Hmm.
So it's like the largest and deepest.
I guess if there's anything for a cryptid to
Yeah,
swim around in,
this
that
is
would
the
be it.
lake it would be in. Yeah. So that's why some people believe that more than meets the eye is going on in this lake.
Right.
The legend of the Loch Ness Monster dates back centuries. While the modern obsession with Nessie began in the 20th century, stories of large, mysterious creature in Loch Ness go back as far as the 6th century, so 500 AD.
Yeah, pretty long time.
According to legend, Saint Columba, an Irish monk, encountered a water beast in the River Ness in 565 AD. The story goes that the creature was about to attack a man swimming in the river. So I guess they do swim
Yeah.
in that lake. But Saint Columba made the sign of the cross and commanded the beast to leave,
Why?
which it did, retreating into the depths.
Why would the beast care about Jesus?
I don't know.
It's not a demon.
They have to. I guess they have to do something. Like that was the
The
only thing
power
he
of
could
God
do.
can revoke anything.
Yeah, that was the only thing he could probably do. Like
Yeah.
he couldn't scream. He wouldn't hear him
Yeah.
if he screamed.
I just think it's funny.
Which kind of is putting this.
The power of Christ compels you.
Yeah, this putting this legend
Loch Ness
on
Monster.
shaky grounds from the start. The early account is often cited as the first recorded sighting of the Loch Ness Monster, although it's worth noting that the description of this creature is vague and could easily be attributed to other animals or simply a myth that has evolved over time.
Yeah.
So kind of like, oh, he saw something,
Didn't know what it was
Didn't
and
know
just
what it
assumed
was.
it was some kind of water monster.
yeah, it could have been like a log or something, and just
Yeah.
went back under the
I don't know
water.
what kind of animals live in Loch Ness either, so I don't know what they could like be confused for.
I mean,
There's whales in it, aren't there, at some point? Or no?
No, I don't
No, I
think
guess
so.
that wouldn't make sense, would it?
Yeah, it's a
Because
freshwater body.
it's a landlocked lake, is it?
No, I think there's a river that leads into it, but it's
Okay.
like it's fresh water.
Right.
So like,
No whales. Yeah.
Yeah.
My bad.
Fast forward to the 20th century, and the Loch Ness Monster becomes a global sensation. It all started in 1933 when a couple driving along the road that was newly built along the northern shore of the loch reported seeing a large, unfamiliar creature cross the road in front of them before disappearing into the water.
Right.
This sighting was reported in the local newspaper, the Urbanist Courier, and it set off a media frenzy.
Right. I guess people were pretty bored in the 30s.
Yeah, but like when a lot of the things that people think that Loch Ness is, which is like a
Plesiosaur,
plesiosaur,
some
they
kind of
can't walk
dinosaur.
on land, right?
No, they got flippers,
Yeah,
so
they got
probably
flippers,
not.
so probably not. So it is kind of weird that they would see something walking across, which is the first I've ever heard when it comes to the Loch Ness Monster.
Yeah.
Is that it being able to walk on land, which
Yeah.
kind of makes it scarier if it is real.
Yeah.
The same year, the term Loch Ness Monster was coined, and Nessie, as she's affectionately known,
Right.
became a household name.
Mm-hmm.
But the real turning point came in 1934. What's arguably the most famous and most controversial piece of evidence in the entire saga, the surgeon's photograph.
Yeah, the picture,
Yep.
the famous with the neck sticking out of the water, looks kind of like a
Mm-hmm.
dinosaur.
Now, this photograph, taken by London gynecologist Robert Kenneth Wilson, purportedly shows a long-necked creature emerging from the loch's waters. For decades, this image was considered the definitive proof of Nessie's existence, until it was revealed in 1994 that the photograph was an elaborate hoax.
Of course.
The monster was actually a toy submarine with a model head and neck attached to it.
Right.
But even after the hoax was exposed, the legend lived on. Why?
Money. Tourism. Same thing that you get with Mothman
The
in
sightings
Point
didn't
Pleasant.
stop.
No, it's not going to be.
Yeah.
It's what do they call it? I can't think of the
Where
term
you
for
want
it.
to see something?
Yeah,
Like you want to see something so bad
yeah,
you see it.
as a group of people, like if you go to a group of people into like a scary place, right? You freak each other out. You know, you build stuff up in your head.
Yeah.
And of course, if you go to a tourist place expecting to see like a monster, you're going to be looking at everything that even kind of looks like something that would be
I don't
unusual.
know. I want to see a ghost so bad.
Right.
But I have not seen a ghost.
Well, of course
I
not.
want to see it so bad. I mean, obviously, I don't believe they're real, but
well, you wouldn't see it anyway.
Yeah. Throughout the years, there have been countless reports of something strange in the Loch Ness. Some witnesses describe a long-necked creature similar to a plesiosaur and a prehistoric marine reptile, while others speak of large serpent-like shapes or humps breaking the surface of the water.
Like that video.
Yeah. One of the more credible sightings occurred in 1960 when an aeronautic engineer named Tim Disdale filmed a dark shape moving across the water. The footage is grainy and distant, but it's enough to fuel the debate. Skeptics argue that what Disdale did capture was nothing more than a boat, while believers see it as evidence of something alive and lurking in the loch.
Right.
Then there's the case of the sonar readings. In 1954, a boat called the Rival 30 detected a large object moving beneath the water at a depth of 480 feet. The object was tracked for nearly half a mile before it disappeared.
Interesting.
Similar sonar contacts have been made over the years, and while some have explained away as schools of fish or natural phenomenon, others remain a mystery. In recent years, the search for Nessie has become more sophisticated. In 2018, a team of researchers from New Zealand conducted a DNA survey of Loch Ness. They took the water samples from various depths and locations to see what kind of life forms were present in the loch.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is really cool. The results were fascinating. While no evidence of prehistoric monsters were found, the researchers did detect a surprisingly large amount of eel DNA.
Oh, it might be a big eel.
Yeah, a giant eel.
That would explain that video with the humps or whatever, because it looks snake-like. Could be just a big eel.
Which is the same conclusion you just came to, is what they led to believe.
Right.
That the Loch Ness Monster might actually be a giant eel.
That'd still be pretty freaking cool, though. Yeah.
There's a theory that's been going around for a while, but never fully explored until now,
right?
Which is the eel.
Yeah. We got better technology now. Yeah. We can.
And like eels usually like to hide; they don't like the surface.
I think there's going to be a lot of cryptids that the farther we go in the future are going to start like dying out. You know what I mean? Like we're going to have technology that's going to be able to disprove a lot of stuff. So I think that a lot of the urban legends and cryptids, the things that right now that they exist because you can't disprove it. They're a mystery, you know. But I think that as the farther our technology advances, the more stuff we're going to be able to discover and explain.
Yeah,
as a natural phenomena.
It's kind of cool, but it's also kind of like
sad. Yeah, it's fun to
speculate. Like, oh, it could be real.
Yeah,
and stuff. But for every scientific explanation, there is a counter argument.
Of course.
If Nessie's just a big eel, why do so many people report seeing a creature with a long neck?
Right.
Could it be that there's more than one type of mystery lurking in the Loch Ness? Or is it possible that what people are seeing is a combination of natural phenomenon and the power of suggestion, which is, again, what you've said.
Right.
And that brings us to the heart of the mystery. Why does the Loch Ness Monster endure? Many in the face of hoax. Why, in the face of hoax, scientific surveys, and rational explanations, does the legend persist?
Right. Simply want to believe it.
Yeah.
People want to believe.
Perhaps it's in the world, there's so much that we have discovered, we still crave the unknown.
Yeah.
Or the idea that there could be a creature out there hidden away in the depths in the remote Scottish loch, taps into the something primal within us, a longing for wonder, for mystery, for the possibility that there's more to the world than we can ever truly know. Which the weather surprises us all the time.
It's just fun to find new species too. Like if it's some unknown, like at any point in time when you find a new species, it's an exciting thing.
It doesn't help that the History Channel has made mockumentaries.
Oh yeah, I know.
About the Loch Ness.
Yeah.
Like that one where it was like attacking the boat and
stuff.
Yeah,
they dramatized.
Yeah, they dramatized it. And it doesn't help that there's that and stuff. Do you believe that there is something in the loch?
Something maybe, but I don't think it's anything other than a natural, normal thing. You know,
Creature,
I don't think it's anything prehistoric, obviously, because I don't believe in megalodons. I don't believe in any kind of dinosaurs still being alive because of the fact that the ecosystem now won't support them.
That's false.
I don't think so.
They found fish that were believed to be extinct for millions
Fish
of
are
years.
different, though.
Shark's a fish.
Yeah, it's a fish, but it eats. A megalodon eats like whales and shit. Yeah. There's no way our ecosystem would be able to support that with the amount of. It's just not possible. Same thing, I think, with Loch Ness. I don't think the Loch Ness ecosystem would be abundant enough to support a large prehistoric animal.
Well, it depends if it's the only big animal.
I'm not a scientist. But
I don't think it's prehistoric. I don't think it's a
monster.
Yeah, I don't think it's one of those long neck, like flippered things.
Yeah,
a plesiosaur or whatever,
yeah.
A Lapras, a Pokemon. Or something.
Yeah,
but I do believe that there's something big in there, something that's probably the king of the loch. I don't think it's anything that would hurt a human.
Well, probably not, because by now we would have.
Yeah, like
there would have been incidents.
Swimmer.
Yeah,
I don't think it was anything that big. I don't think what those people saw, it crossing. That's the one story that I don't believe.
For sure, yeah.
Is the one that
it got up out of the water, just started walking across,
walked around. Like, I don't know.
Yeah,
there's nothing that could fit that description that we would know of. Like, yeah, a crocodile maybe, but it's way too cold up there to do that. And there's nothing in Scotland that fits the description of something that would be.
I think the most reasonable explanation, and the one that sounds the best right now, is the eels.
Yeah,
because of that 2018 survey that they did.
It could have been like walking eels. They can develop feet, kind of like a cuttlefish. How it can walk on shore.
Cuttlefish. Yeah, you're talking about mud skippers.
Yeah, like that. The ones that can cross land.
Yeah. No, I know what you mean.
I thought it was cuttlefish.
You're good. Cuttlefish are like little squid things.
Yeah. That I believe. I think that maybe evolution has started growing legs. Like, they've been there forever.
Yeah.
And they're starting.
They just decide they want to go out and land now. They're tired of living in the loch.
Well, I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Or it could have just been a big ass turtle. I mean, turtles can live in cold weather, can't they?
I don't know much about turtles.
I mean, I'm sure they probably could, but so whether you believe in Nessie or not, the legend of the Loch Ness Monster is a reminder that the world is full of wonders, both real and imagined.
It's just fun.
Yeah,
it's just fun to talk about and
keep the mystery alive.
Yeah,
like I kind of don't want to know what's in the loch. Yeah. I kind of want to keep believing that it's a monster.
Right. A lot of people do. A lot of people are like that.
For one, it keeps Scotland tourism's
a big thing.
The Loch Ness is one of the busiest places because everyone wants to see it.
Yeah.
Kind of like the Mothman. Everyone wants to see it. I don't want to know if it's real or not. I just like it.
Yeah.
Like the Loch Ness Monster, the Mothman, and Sasquatch. Leave them alone.
Yeah.
I don't want to know if they're real.
Yeah.
I really don't. I want to keep believing that they're real.
Yeah, they might be. Is the point. They could be. It's possible.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. So now that we've discovered, or we've dove into the sightings and all that stuff, which There wasn't as many sightings as I thought there was going to be.
We might just not have, you know.
There's sightings, but there's not like, oh, I took a picture.
Oh yeah,
There's the
no,
one picture, the surgeon picture, which they've proven that's a
it's a
hoax.
hoax. Yeah.
And then, other than that, there's the humps that we've seen, but they also said that's a hoax.
Mm-hmm.
So
There's not a lot of evidence,
there's
or
not a lot of evidence, and the
even
hoax,
speculative
yeah, the
evidence.
hoaxes are what's killing it.
Yeah.
If the guy never took a picture of that crap
And
and then posted it, was
passing it
like, yeah,
off.
like, oh, this is the Loch Ness Monster,
Yeah.
and then it was like, and then, but I mean, that was like what 50 years, 51 years that he took that shit.
Yeah.
It was like, yeah, it's real, it's
Yeah.
real, it's real, and really, I think his sons came forward
I have no
and
idea.
said something about it. If he never would have said anything about it, like we would have just kept believing it was real.
Yeah.
Like there's no way, like to disprove it because for one,
I think somebody would have eventually gotten
no,
curious and looked
I've
into it.
seen the picture. That picture is so grainy and so
Yeah.
far out. There's no way that we're like, what is that?
Well,
they thought it was a stick.
Yeah.
People were like, oh, it's a stick that's
Right.
going across the water. There's no way it's
a monster.
a monster or whatever. But then they're like, oh no, it's a toy submarine.
Yeah.
But no, it's interesting with the Loch Ness Monster and everything. I don't. It's not as elusive as Bigfoot. Bigfoot, there's been video proof of them, but that's it. Like,
have they ever disproved that?
No.
I know we're going off subject, but that one video that they took the famous Bigfoot walking across the frame.
No.
They've never disproved that?
They've never disproved it.
Wouldn't that be funny if that's like the one only legitimate piece of evidence of a cryptid ever?
And the way that they said he moved was like an animal.
I don't know. I think I felt like I heard that they disproved that, but I guess not.
No. There was a rumor that there was a guy that dressed up in a suit, but he wasn't even in the same state as them at that time.
Yeah.
But so what do you think? Have you seen that movie, by the way, with the Loch Ness Monster?
Which one? There's a lot of them.
There's where the girl befriends it.
Water horse.
Yeah, water horse.
I haven't seen it. I haven't sat down and watched it, but I know of it.
Yeah, there's movies like that, of course, and there's documentaries. But if you guys want to watch a good documentary, do not watch any of the History Channels.
They do a lot of documentary type stuff.
Yeah, the History Channel is the worst to find anything with history.
I don't like any kind of TV show like that to begin with. Ghost Hunters, Ghost Adventures, any of those, because they're all fake.
Yeah.
In my opinion, I'm not going to defame anybody, but I feel like they're all just bullshit.
I mean, like I said, you
some of them might be like legitimately looking for stuff, but I think for most part they just fake almost entirely. Because you're telling me there's like some incident every single episode where they're like, "Oh my god, did you hear that? Oh, the door slammed! I got touched. They touched my hair."
Yeah.
No,
and there's always one skeptic on the show.
Yeah.
That starts out like, I'm a skeptic. I don't believe in ghosts.
Yeah.
And then they're like, they see something in the episode. It's all like, oh,
yeah, and
I'm a skeptic. I really am.
Yeah,
and even I believe.
Yeah, and it's the same. It's the same with the monster hunting shows, like the Loch Ness shows and the Bigfoot shows. All of those are the same to me.
There's always one skeptic, and there's one true believer, and then there's one that's like in like it could be real, could not.
Yeah.
And except for one show, and two people, Shane Madej and.
I love those guys. I really do. I think they're awesome.
Yeah, Shane is 100% a skeptic.
It's hilarious. Those two are awesome.
Yeah. But we hope you guys enjoyed this episode of the Loch Ness Monster. Like I said, there's evidence, but there's not a lot of evidence. Point one way or the other. You can believe it. I choose to believe that there is something in the Loch Ness.
Mm-hmm.
Just for the tourism in Scotland.
Yeah.
I mean, I really hope
there's
something in there.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we'll see you on the next episode. It's going to be the last of the season. It's going to be the top 10 most evil people to ever live.
Yeah. That's good. I feel like that could be subjective, though. I feel like there's a big list of top 10 people. Like, it's hard to be able to pick most evil people when there's been so many evil people.
Yeah, there is. But I can tell you now, the number one's going to shock everyone.
I feel like people are automatically going to assume who it's going to be. It's going to be Hitler.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
We'll see who the number one is. But thank you guys, and we'll catch you on the next episode, the season finale of the Alex and Tom Show. Thank you.